Good morning, everyone. Ginette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler, and welcome to a weekday daily card reading where we dive in, see what's in store in the cards, and see how it can inspire us through the week, for the day, however it may land for you. These are general readings that I absolutely love sharing with you guys. So the key for you is to take what resonates, whether it's the picture, the symbolism, if there's numbers, the numbers on it, or any message that really stands out to you. Sometimes it's the entire thing. Sometimes it's snippets. Take what resonates, that feeling when your whole body reacts to it. That means the message was for you. So Spirit knows that these are general readings, so they are going to bring in the greatest message for the greatest collective of people watching and listening. So that's kind of how that works. So I'm excited to see what's in store. We had a very powerful, energetic, vibrant weekend energy, the long weekend. And even yesterday, it was kind of reminding us the same sort of message. So let's see what's in store today. I'm using the Wisdom of Oracle deck by Colette Baron-Reid. So let's see what they have to say. Do one more shuffle here. Okay, one jumper. Let's see here. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is speaking to all the energies that came up on the weekend, all the energies that showed themselves, situations, the events. This is what this all pertains to and moving forward. So first card, our jumper card. And remember, the jumper card is the general way to view the messages, the ways that we are, the theme for how we interpret the messages. And the theme here is the observer. So this is saying really step back from your life, take moments to step back from your life and observe it. How is it going for you? What is coming up for you? What are you observing? Sometimes when we're so busy being in the muck of it, which is a good thing, sometimes though we start kind of whirling in a direction maybe we didn't want to go. And when we step back and just pause for a moment and observe, we can kind of like have that higher perspective of where we want to kind of change or maneuver our path a little bit. And that's a really powerful thing to do. So there's times where we need to be diving straight into it. And there's times where we need to kind of pull back. And with all the energy and things that came up on the weekend or were put into place on the weekend, Spirit is now saying, step back just a little bit. Step back and see what's coming up for you. Because here's the key messages. First one we have is orphaned. Now, don't be intimidated by the darkness in this mess here in that card there. The next one is round and round, and then followed by no place like home. This is one of my favorite cards. So orphaned, this card here can talk about loss. It can talk about being lonely, feeling abandoned, feeling kind of the weight on your shoulders. You see how she's kind of on this, dark pedestal or this piece of land, and all the land around her has dropped. Well, she could look at it that all the land around her is dropped and she's alone, or she can look at it that how lucky is she that she is still on the piece of land that has strength and sturdiness that is supporting her. So perspective, because with this observation card, it's saying when you're in this position, acknowledge it, but then choose how you're going to think moving forward. And the reason why it's choose how you're going to think moving forward is you have an opportunity. We all have an opportunity right now to make a significant change in either repeating patterns or moving forward and beyond those patterns. That's where we're at right now. So with everything that came up on the weekend, the things set in place are asking us to take a good look and change the patterns we want. And that's what this round and round card is about. It's kind of like, some people interpret it like karma repeating itself, cycles repeating themselves. I like to really look at it like the Fibonacci symbol, basically. And I kind of consider it like the spiral of ascension. And so if you think about it, the spiral of ascension, there's still certain themes that continue through it, but those themes are then viewed from a higher and higher and higher perspective every time you move up that spiral. If we were to move the spiral this way, we would be watching it go like this. So you still look down, but every time you're stepping up to a higher perspective. That's your key piece. Again, observation card. So in what's been revealed to you, shifted for you. For some of you, those shifts you might be sitting on this pedestal and you let go of some things, let go of some baggage, old stories, whatever it may be. And you may be celebrating on that pedestal, that piece of land. You might be like, yes, I am the sovereign being in this place right now, and I feel good with everything I let go. And if that's the case, celebrate that your perspective just shifted beautifully as you stepped up that next spiral, that next curve in the spiral. For those of you that are looking and you're like, gosh, I feel lonely, I feel abandoned. It's not to say that that's negative. It's to say, okay, let's look into that. Let's acknowledge how we're feeling, right? Acknowledge that experience and what can you learn from it so that you can take more steps up that spiral. So really what it's saying is there's no wrong way to do this. It's more like if you really sit as observer, you are in the absolute position, you're in the seat of learning. It's when we shy away from it or run from it or create excuses so that we don't have to look at what it actually is when we're missing the point. So it's be curious. What is showing itself? Are you celebrating? Are you shifting? Are you changing your perspective? Because either way, humanity is moving generally up the spiral staircase of ascension. So that's why I'm excited to see this card, especially when it's paired with the observer. And then even more so, I love when it is paired with this no place like home, because look up here, you can see that same spiral image. So the spiral image is really saying, come home to that place in your heart space. And that place in your heart space will feel like home when you start acknowledging your truths. And again, those can be truths of really celebrating your triumphs, celebrating what you maybe let go of finally, celebrating the shift in your own perspective of who you are or maybe who you've become. I talked to this one person a little while back, and they were telling me how they used to be, in their mind, a bad person, but they have then become a good person, and they were willing to give themselves that grace to begin to view themselves from the perspective of now a good person who can, because of their experiences before, teach others, share their wisdom with others of what not to do. Right? Like they're using their experience and viewing it from the perspective of growth. And I think that is so inspiring. And that's because they're tuning into the center place, which is home, that center energy that keeps beckoning us up that spiral of ascension so we can learn. And every time we learn in truth, in vulnerability, we step closer to who we are. And that's what this is. No place like home. You are home. You are your home. And right now, your home is on this planet, embodied in a human form, learning the lessons it needs. But when you recognize that you yourself are your home, you can find that energy anywhere you go. You can be in the forest and you can feel at home. You can be busy in the city, but you can take a moment and feel like home. Because again, when you know thyself and you know your frequency, you know that you can come back to the safety of knowing that. And that's the most important. So all of that will come to, it'll come to light from the perspective of the observer. So I think that's a beautiful message, a way to interpret, to recalibrate, to balance out everything that has shown itself for you in the last several days. And we will see what comes as we keep moving forward. So I will leave you with that. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. If you want to, Spirit's reminding me too, they're saying now is a great time for ascension in the ascension process. So they're saying biggest encouragement is to encourage everyone or anyone who is feeling the draw to dive into exploring YouTube videos, and not just mine. I'm saying YouTube videos of people with like frequency that have expertise on a subject to share. Dive into that. Allow yourself to do that. Dive into books, dive into conversations with people, dive into the pull of a knowing, because what it's trying to do is it's trying to unravel something or bring something bigger to light right now. Because again, like I said, humanity is going up this spiral staircase. So right now there's going to be a big pull, within each and every one of us to take that next step, learn something new. So they're saying follow that pull. Now, in connection to that, if you guys want to dive in even deeper into some really expanded consciousness, I'm going to be talking all about time, glitches in time, the design of time in 3D, and so on. I'm going to be going into all of that on my Cosmic Consciousness Circle on Thursday. So if you guys are interested in that, check it out at avalonspirit.com. And hopefully I'll see you there. But until then, I will see you guys again tomorrow. And I hope you have a wonderful day.